Ramsay receives a phone call from someone who he thinks is a prank caller.
We had a phone call from the government hospitality. I actually thought it was some wind-up, and so I didn't really take it that serious. I passed the details on to the office, and it was Downing Street, asking would I be so kind to come and cook for the Prime Minister and the newly elected President Putin on Monday lunchtime, which I was very chuffed about, really. I didn't think naughty boys ever got a chance to go to 10 Downing Street.
With Ramsay set to take centre stage as the Noel Gallagher of Brit cooking, the kitchen atmosphere has improved, slightly, until more linguistic problems get in the way.
All these trays of shit everywhere. Hey, look, caviar here. I mean, fucking hell. The customer don't want to see that, Paul.
No, go on.
Paul?
No, go on.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, go. Table 8, là. Go, table 8. Fuck's sake. They don't understand. Is he French? What is he? What is he?
Italian.
He's Italian.
Yes.
Fucking hell. Sanjak out, Harry. 4 Sanjak Prestige in, please. Then, you numbfuck. Hey, come here. Come here. Mamadou. 2 grands plateaux. Jesus Christ.
Wait.
Come on. Look at him.
But Ramsay's not just letting it out in the kitchen. Some might say he's running away from his problems by training for his first ever marathon.
The marathon is, it's going to be bloody hard work, there's no two ways about that.
At 17 stone, the 6'1" ex-footballer is hardly ideal marathon fodder.
Everyone's telling me to slow down and don't drop and don't end in St Thomas's Hospital in the back of St John's ambulance.
Back in the kitchen, Ramsay is preoccupied with developing a menu for the lunch that he has to cook at number 10. But for the staff, the gig at Downing Street is also a chance to get out of the kitchen. And rising star Sarge has volunteered to be Ramsay's assistant.
It's not the fact that I'm trying to kiss his arse, I'm not trying to creep round him, it's because it's what I enjoy doing.
So is Sarge the new blue-eyed boy of the kitchen? That doesn't mean that he gets spared from being Ramsay'd in front of the others.
Sarge is bouncing around like a bloody ballerina with panache, with character oozing. So you can see he's, clipping at the heels. Sarge, yes, if you're going to bounce around, I'd rather go in the pastry. Yes, Sarge, I've warned you about it before. Sarge, because all jumping around, flipping around, you're knocking into him, he's knocking into you. Yes. If you turn around and dress the brigade properly, we may get it out. You understand? Yes, Lord. You put the lids on rather than standing staring at me, no? Sarge, they can't serve any more than 6 at one time, just like we can't. Why are you doing it at 14 then? So what's going to happen to the last 4 with a granite? No. Well done, Sarge. Gold star.
Ramsay and Sarge are putting the finishing touches to the Downing Street menu.
Mark Sargent's going to be the resident chef there next year. Tony wants to go for his first star.
The special menu consists of British produce with a Russian influence. It includes a caviar dish for Putin, as well as ham-knuckle terrine for Blair.
I'm not too sure about Putin. Do you know, Putin reminds me too much of putain.
Putain is French slang for prostitute.
Okay, Mark, what do you think? Yeah? Nice and light? Yep. It's got a bit of a Russian sort of influence to it? Yeah? It's KGB free, sorry, it's GM free.
But there's already been friction between the bad boy of cooking and number 10.
I asked if I could use my own china, and he said no. You can't, because the space. They've got some dreadful china with all these horrendous emblems on with ER. All this ghastly green and grey stuff. And their size of their main course plates were the same size as my saucers. I asked if we could, bring my own team of waiters in and serve it. But they want to use their butlers. They're not called waiters, they're butlers. They've been properly trained. They all starch their underpants and they look immaculately dressed.
But even the boisterous Ramsay's getting butterflies about serving a real power lunch.
There is, no equipment whatsoever, so I'm not too sure if I'm positive it's going to work. I mean, I just hope they eat it. That's the most important. Okay, so the sea bass with crushed new potatoes, confit tomato, white asparagus, and lovely girolles.
Ramsay's got to cook at Downing Street the very next day.
Nice things like this.
But first, he has to run just over 26 miles. None of his family are optimistic about him making it.
See you at the hospital.
But Ramsay's confident.
I think it's fresh enough, this morning. How you feeling, Gordon? I feel fine, but I don't think we should be this close to the front. Not when we're standing in front of the world champion. Or standing behind the world champion.
But the competitive chef still believes that he can do it.
What time you get there? 3:45. In your dreams.
Ramsay's determined to make his target time of 3 hours 45, but he has 32,000 other people to contend with. Just 1 hour after his target time, Ramsay crosses the finishing line.
Oh, Jesus.
As an ex-Glasgow Rangers player, it's not his first stint at physical effort.
Yeah, that was a killer.
But with Downing Street just hours away, cramps the least of Ramsay's worries.
The only information I know about Putin is the fact that he used to head the KGB. So, let's hope the kitchen doesn't go up.
The political atmosphere is tense.
Good morning, Prime Minister. Good morning.
As Tony Blair prepares for the visit, Ramsay and Sarge have to run the gauntlet of Chechen demonstrators to make it safely to the front door of number 10. And Ramsay's carrying the effects of the marathon.
I was a bit fucked getting up in the morning because my legs were slightly stiff. Felt like I had two big hard-ons in my knees. Couldn't walk. So I went up the lift, Sarge took the stairs, and I was like, walking around. I felt like a butler, stiff.
Totally different to what I thought it would be like, really. I imagine this big, grand sort of house with lots of grand rooms, long tables, board meetings and things like that on there. But basically it was like the inside of an old hotel.
President Putin of Russia's visit was marked by the controversy it caused. No stranger to trouble himself, Ramsay gets on with the cooking, whilst the two world leaders take a photo call.
It's gonna go.
As Blair and Putin concentrate on matters of international importance, the power lunch is about to be served. After the lunch, there's another press call, and this time, Ramsay's invited.
Thanks so much. Not at all. Yeah, it's really great. Not really, really enjoyed it so much.
Glad you enjoyed it, thank you.
Yeah, fantastic.
Good, very good. A lot of English produce.
Yeah,
Chicken and ham. Treacle
After lunch, there was a press call, and the newly elected president and the Prime Minister asked for a photo. So that was very nice. I was very pleased with that. So we sat in between them. Didn't want to stand too long against that sort of small, powerful man from Russia. I wasn't feeling that comfortable. It's like standing in between two mission inspectors from each side of the country.
Thank you so much, that's great.
But unfortunately for Ramsay, Blair and Putin don't have time to chat.